Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Braintree High School in Braintree, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys soccer contest between the hosting Womps of Braintree High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Should be a fun one here between Brookline and Braintree. We're starting to enter that part of fall where it actually starts to feel like fall. We got a little bit of a chill going here. As you can see on the bottom left corner of your screen, we got a scoreboard cam going here today, so you guys will be able to see how much time is left on the clock at any given point. We tried to have that going last game at Walpole, but they didn't actually use their scoreboard for anything other than a normal clock. So now we got a proper game clock, and we got it going on here. You know, as always, you know, let me know how things sound with my handheld mic, and let me know how things look with the camera angle that I've opted to go with here. Just adjusting things a smidgen here as we get ready to get this one going. We already got our first notes in the live chat from the Naples chapter of our fan base. Marsha Buchanan and Ed saying the Naples fans are online. Go Brookline, go Alec, referring, of course, to Brookline High senior co-captain and goalie Alec Smagula. One last note I want to say is that sometimes in Braintree we've had good Wi-Fi, sometimes we've had bad Wi-Fi, and if it ends up being a bad day for Wi-Fi, I am recording this at the same time that I'm live streaming it, so I'll be able to upload a full recording of this after the fact if the video gets choppy. But either way, the audio should still come through okay unless we run into that weird glitch we had in the Walpole game a few days ago where somehow some people couldn't hear it and some people could. It was the weirdest thing I've ever run into. But hopefully today everything works good from a technical aspect and we can just enjoy some good soccer. A little over 30 seconds on the clock according to the pregame clock in the bottom right corner of your screen. This game was slated for a 4:30 start, but it's Brookline traveling to Braintree. I think we all knew deep down in our hearts this was never going to start on time. So we'll be starting in just a moment. Stay tuned.
They couldn't have somebody do it for you.
Yeah. Shooting, yeah. That's why you got to hook up with the cable station. Like, I want a shooter.
Yeah, but then if my pay goes down as a result, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say that.
It might
that
because
is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you get paid for doing both.
Yeah. I know they're getting a good deal out of you now for doing both. Yeah. It works out. Hey, but you never know. Maybe they will.
You never know. All right, the pregame clock has expired. We got a fresh 40 minutes on the scoreboard clock, which you can see in the bottom left corner of your screen here in Braintree. As we wait for things to get started, let's take a look at the two teams coming in. Brookline entering this game with a record of 2 wins, 4 losses, and 5 draws. Coming off their second win of the year on Tuesday at Walpole as they defeated the Timberwolves 2-0. They were ranked 23rd in the MIAA Division I power rankings that came out Tuesday morning, so the last game not taken into account in that. Those power rankings will be updated Friday morning. Braintree, meanwhile, they come into this with a record of 1-6-2. Their lone win also against Walpole, coincidentally enough, as they defeated the Timberwolves 2-1. Braintree standing 43rd in the power rankings, so on paper, Brookline with the advantage here in this one, but what do we always say, fans? We don't play these games on paper, we play them on the field. And of course, last year, these two teams in very different spots in the rankings. Braintree was 19th in the power rankings last year as they finished with a record of 9-5-4. Brookline was 25th after finishing with a record of 4-8-6. So some very different seasons. Braintree with already more losses this season than they had all of last season. Both of these teams were eliminated in the round of 32 last year. Brookline fighting to keep a good spot in the playoffs. Braintree trying to fight to get into the playoff picture. So plenty to fight for here. Let's see if I can race my way through the rosters here. One last note about these two teams. Last year, like I said, Braintree, a stronger team. They defeated Brookline 2-1 in Brookline in an October 1st matchup back at Skyline Park, as they alternate who gets the home game between these two teams as they face off once a season. Let's see how fast we can race through the rosters here today. For Brookline, going in order of jersey number, first off, we have a junior number 2, Sammy Treestman. Another junior number 3, Aki Moriguchi. A sophomore number 4, Diego Leteplo. A junior number 5, Adon Spivak. A junior number 6, Julian Weil. A senior number 7, Jacob Friedman. A junior number 8, Jeffrey Dong. A senior number 9, Jad Torres. A senior number 11, Koya Nicoli. A senior number 12, Ryan Goldberg. A senior number 13, Dylan Hatchett. A sophomore number 14, Luca Russell. A senior number 15, Santi Sierra. A junior number 16, Javi Belmont Orsola. A sophomore number 17, Lars Peterson. A junior number 18, Kuno von Borowski. A senior captain number 19, Travis Applebaum. A senior number 20, Matthew Rosales. A senior number 22, Marco Neer. A senior captain number 23, Nico Leteplo. A senior captain number 24, Wally Lawrence. A senior number 25, Jonah Lippman. A junior number 26, Brandon Jean. Senior backup goalie number 98, Liam Forey. And a senior co-captain and starting goalie number 99, Alec Smagula. Head coach of the Brookline High boys soccer team is Kyle Bolu-Jones. All right, here we go. Looks like Braintree playing from our right will be getting the opening possession in the first half here. Brookline in their white jerseys playing from our left. Having a little trouble seeing the jersey number for the Braintree player, but I think it's number 25, Okan Dervisoglu, getting us started, and here we go. The pass goes back to number 12, Aiden Berry, sends it out to the far side. Braintree trying to work it up, but the pass intercepted by Santi Sierra. A touch to the outside to Jacob Friedman. Tight space, gives it to Sierra. Sierra finds a hole and breaks through. His kick is deflected by the Braintree defense, and it's going to be booted away by number 11, Gavin Morrison. Blocked down by Brookline. Koya Nicoli takes control of it. Nicoli scored one of Brookline's 2 goals at Walpole on Tuesday. Brookline working it along the back line. Wally Lawrence gives to Jonah Lippman. Now a pass back to Travis Applebaum. Applebaum out to Lawrence. Lawrence surveying his options, kicks it upfield, and it's going to be a easy pickup for the Braintree netminder, who I assume is their junior co-captain, Chris Fauro. Fauro punts this one. Deflects off ahead, downed by Sierra. Pass back to Jeffrey Dong. Dong swings it over to Lippman. Lippman decides to pass it back to the goalie, Alex Smagula. Smagula gives to Applebaum. Sends it upfield looking for Friedman. Friedman manages to pass away from the pressure from number 7, Yassine Hussein. Long pass up from Lawrence to Goldberg. Ryan Goldberg looking around, surveying his options. Kicking a leading kick, looking for Sammy Treestman down the near side. Treestman does have it. Treestman cutting towards the middle, turning around, pass to the outside to Lippman. Lippman moving up with it. Crosshair flies that is way too high and out of bounds. Goal kick. Liked the structure of that play from the Brookline offense, but just a little bit too much on that last crosser kick from Lippman. Braintree working it down the near side, pressure, and I think they're going to blow a whistle for a foul. Jed Torres, a little bit too aggressive trying to get that ball away from number 21, Dylan Herget-Harris. This one booted upfield by number 2, Alex Rufo. Brookline takes it back, but it's recovered by the Womps. Morrison tries a pass, kicked away by Dong. Upfield broken up there by the defense of number 5, Aiden Ho. Herget-Harrison's pass upfield into a sea of white jerseys taken away by Sierra. Sierra's kick deflects off the body of a Braintree player. It's a race to the ball. Friedman comes away with it, and Friedman's on a rush. Going down the far side. Friedman racing in. Pass across, broken up, and cleared out. Big play from Alex Rufo as Koya Nicoli was waiting to knock that pass into the net. Dong now at the ball, gives to Lippman. Sends it up the line to Treisman. Treisman looking. Surveying his options, passes it back to Lippman. Lippman over to Sierra. Now a pass back to Dong. Dong swings it over to Applebaum. Applebaum to the outside. This is Lawrence. Lawrence sends it up the line. Broken up, but lost out of bounds off the foot of number 4, Yogan Tracy. Lawrence now throwing it in, looking for Friedman if he's on sides. This could be a big play for Brookline. He is on sides. Passes it back to Lawrence. Lawrence lifts a long kick, and it's almost juggled. Oh, boy. Sammy Treisman was crashing to the net, just waiting to take advantage, but Fauro managed to have a strong enough grip on it to gather that ball in and prevent a putback opportunity. That one goes off the head of Lawrence, out of bounds. Throw in for Braintree, and now battling along that far side. Tight space here, and a whistle against Brookline. Maybe they called a high kick on Lawrence as he was trying to cover Okan Dervisoglu. So a free kick coming up for Braintree from Rufo. Rufo's already had a highlight-worthy defensive stop for the Womps. He sends this kick in, bouncing around. A little bit of trouble for either team to get control of it, but now Morrison gets it, passes it back to Rufo. Rufo sends it up to Tracy. To Hussein. Hussein pass back to number 12, Aiden Berry. Knocked away from him, but again, Brookline a little too physical fighting for that ball. It'll be a Braintree free kick. Just over 35 minutes on the clock here in the first half. We're less than 5 minutes in. Rufo's free kick flies in, deflects off the side of a Brookline foot and into a dangerous spot, and just barely broken up there by Travis Applebaum. A Brookline player, I didn't see who, just tried to stick his foot out to deflect that play, and it ended up almost costing Brookline in a big way there, but they survive thanks to some heads-up play from Applebaum, but now a corner kick coming for the Womps. I think it's Yassine Hussein setting up to send this one in. This one comes in kind of low, and it's headed away immediately by Ryan Goldberg. Chased down by Tracy, pass out to Hussein, kicks to the middle, deflected, booted away by Dong. Goes back to Herget-Harris. Herget-Harris, pass over. They try and work it around. Stolen by Nicoli. Koya Nicoli running across midfield, lifting a pass too much on it. You could see the idea as you saw him look to his right and see Treisman streaking upfield on sides and open, but just couldn't curve that enough off his right foot, and it ends up flying straight to the waiting arms of Fauro. Lawrence recovers this ball, passes back to Dong. Dong kicking it upfield. He's looking for Treisman. Treisman's got a beat on it. Treisman running in with the ball, looking for reinforcements. Oh, stumbled with it, lost out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick. He saw Dylan Herget-Harris chasing him defensively. He was trying to, plant his foot in the ground and turn that one around, look for a pass, but the ball just kind of slid off the top of his foot, or off the bottom of his foot, I should say, as he tried to stop that one and rolled out of bounds. Treisman with the ball in a tight space, knocked out of bounds, last touched by number 20, Cole Herget-Harris. Throw in from Treisman, goes to Goldberg. Goldberg cutting to the middle, swings a pass across for Friedman. Friedman was letting it go so he could chase after it, but it picks up too much speed on the turf, out of bounds, Braintree ball. Quick throw in, goes up to Hussein, pass up, and they try to look for Dervisoglu, but not there, and Brookline takes it. Applebaum sends it back to Smagula. Up the middle to Dong, outside to Littman, pressure from Morrison. Littman backing down, and he passes it back to Smagula, who sends it up the middle, finds Sierra this time. Sierra dribbling around, passes it back to Littman. Littman's got some space to survey, gives it to Sierra. Sierra touches one through to Treisman. Treisman trying to take off with it, sending one forward, and that is going to be offsides on Ryan Goldberg. I was thinking that looked like offsides, but hadn't heard any whistle, but indeed they do stop the play there. It'll be a free kick for Braintree. I don't know why they're treating this like it's a goal kick. Did they just call that a goal kick and not offsides? That was weird. Rufo kicks this one right to Treisman. Treisman dribbling up with it. Treisman looking, touch to the outside. Goldberg stopped by Dylan Herget-Harris, but it's recovered by Treisman. Treisman to Goldberg. Goldberg cuts back, looking, kicks it across. There's Lawrence coming up with it. Lawrence to the outside to Friedman. Friedman sends one forward. Nicoli breaking through. Nicoli a shot. Nicoli scores! 2 games in a row. Koya Nicoli finds the back of the net, and Brookline is on the board first. Beautiful passing around from the Brookline attack there, and it's Nicoli from Friedman for the second time in 2 games and the second time in 3 days. They connected on a nice goal early in the Walpole game, and here they are connecting once again. Nicoli from Friedman, and we're less than 10 minutes into the game. Tracy sends that one up the line, stopped by Lawrence. And that one lost. Sierra takes it. Sierra dribbling through, picking up speed, looking, escaping the pressure from Tracy, but almost lost control of the ball. Deflects it off. Tracy out of bounds. Throw in from Lawrence, looking for Friedman. Friedman keeps it in bounds, actually taken by his teammate. A shot is blocked. Too many blue jerseys in there, and Cole Herget-Harris going to clear it to the outside, go off the head of Tracy. Lawrence trying to corral it in a sea of blue jerseys and does draw the foul call. Brookline setting up for a free kick, as it looks like a Brookline player redoing his laces there. We're 10 minutes into the first half here. Brookline with a 1-0 lead off a goal scored by Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman. Now here comes the fake, and now Lawrence with the free kick. It comes in low, deflects off a foot. Now off the back of Friedman's foot. Treisman trying to force that one through traffic. Now Nicoli trying to fight through, and the defense holding firm. Treisman pass to the outside, a chance, and it's broken up. Deflected up in the air. Great defense from Aiden Ho as he walled off Nicoli, who was looking for his second goal. Would have been his second goal in like 3 minutes if he had scored that one. Fauro punts it, downed by Applebaum. Touch back to Lawrence. Lawrence kicking one upfield. Not enough on it as Dylan Herget-Harris comes back for that one. Sends it up to his brother Cole. Cole's pass blocked by Nicoli. Nicoli dribbling up the middle, trying to pick up speed, but sent that one a little too far out in front of himself. Now a kick upfield for number 16, AJ Ringius. And it's going to be an easy pickup for Smagula. Smagula with a high punt, well across midfield, downed by Rufo, recovered by Goldberg. Goldberg looking to the outside for Friedman. Friedman's got a beat on the ball. Corrals it, trying to juke around Tracy. Tracy covering him well, and cannot find the opening as it's taken away. Cleared upfield, but it's taken by Lawrence. Lawrence dribbling up, trying to weave around. Lawrence trying to fight his way through as it deflects wildly off the back of a foot, cleared away by Braintree, and it's going to be recovered by Sierra as Brookline tries to reset past the outside, knocked away by Morrison. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. And we'll have two subs coming in for the Warriors. Aki Moriguchi and Adon Spivak will be replacing Sammy Treestman and Jacob Friedman. Littman throws it into Nicoli. Tap back, Littman, pass up and out, and Nicoli lifts it across the field. And it's corralled. Passed back to Lawrence. Now to the middle, Littman, and stolen by Morrison. Morrison running down the far side, being chased by Nicoli. His pass deflected, but does get to Cole Herget-Harris, but his pass intercepted by Littman, knocked back by Dylan Herget-Harris, but taken back by Goldberg. Goldberg lifting it up to the outside. He's got a man. Now it's Jad Torres fighting for the ball. Gets control of it, looping around, fires a shot, saved by Fauro. And a big save there as Aki Moriguchi was crashing to the net, just hoping that Fauro didn't get a grip on that one, but he did. Spivak fighting for this ball. It's knocked loose, but is recovered by Sierra. Sierra in a bit of a tight spot. Ball's knocked loose. Spivak takes it back. Spivak looking around, tries a pass up the middle, and finally stopped by Rufo there. Rufo's pass complete. Touch over to Cole Herget-Harris, and stopped from behind by Sierra as Goldberg takes the ball. Stolen back now, lifted high, looking for Hussein, and knocked away by Dong, and booted away by Lawrence to keep it away from number 9, Roy Migliore. This one goes off ahead. Nicoli fighting for it. Nicoli trying to send one up. Littman racing after it and keeps it in bounds and sends a kick in, but he ran out of room. That did go out the back line, and it will be a Braintree goal kick. Subs checking in for the Womps, number 15, Brandon Nguyen, and number 17, Brendan McGee. My apologies, I think I butchered that pronunciation. Pass up to Cole Herget-Harris. Pass it back to Dylan. His kick blocked by Moriguchi, and that's going to roll out the back line and be another goal kick. We're about 15 minutes into the first half here. A 1-0 Brookline lead. Koya Nicoli scoring off the assist from Jacob Friedman. Rufo sends the goal kick off the head of Sierra. Headed forward by Goldberg. Kicked away by the Braintree defense. Knocked back to Morrison. Now a pass outside. Dervisoglu tries a pass. It's intercepted by Lawrence. Lawrence stopping, just looking. Pass back Applebaum, and a quick pass across to Dong as they were being pressured by Brendan McGee. Now outside to Littman. Smagula boots this one off the head of Moriguchi. It's going forward. That's going to be too far forward for Torres as Fauro comes out of the box to boot that one away. Littman kicks it forward, gets to Goldberg. Goldberg, pass over to Nicoli. Nicoli backing down with a defender on him, gives to Goldberg, back to Littman. Up the middle to Sierra. He tried to send it along, but it's kicked away there by Ho. Now taken back by Morrison off a deflection there. Morrison moving down the near side. Cut off by Littman as Littman just holding it, now giving it to Dong. Over to Goldberg, touches it along to Nicoli. Nicoli moving it upfield. Nicoli picking up speed, lifting one forward. That's too far for Moriguchi, and he was borderline, very close to offsides anyhow, as Fauro punts this one outside to Dervisoglu. Dervisoglu passes, finds Aiden Berry, sends it upfield, blocked and kicked away by Torres. Spivak taking the ball and taken away from behind by the Braintree defense. Pass through, gets up to McGeough, and a pass back to Herget Harris. Cole Herget Harris sends it up, broken up by Littman, and booted away by Applebaum. Flex off ahead, and Dylan Herget Harris. Pass to Barry. Barry touches it along to Cole Herget Harris. His kick blocked by Spivak and recovered by Littman. Littman over to Dong. Dong lifts it to the outside, headed away. Good defense there from Nguyen. Barry with the ball, pass to the outside. Dervisoglu, pass up the line. He's looking for Migliore. Migliore couldn't get there. Out of bounds goal kick. Subs checking in for Brookline, number 6, Julian Weil, and number 17, Lars Peterson. Peterson got some playing time in that Walpole game on Tuesday. Generated a good scoring chance as he drew a penalty in the box. Didn't lead to a goal, but he made his presence known on the front end for Brookline. Let's see what he does today. Lawrence booting one upfield, deflected back by Braintree, deflects to the middle, and the battle for the ball is won by Goldberg. Goldberg fits a pass through to Littman on the outside, knocked free by number 22, Max Achel. Cole Herget Harris, pass blocked right back to him. To the middle, he goes to Barry. Barry trying to knife his way through. Pass up, looking for Achel. Achel tries the crosser, and it's blocked there by Dong as he slid down to block that one. The Braintree fans, I think, wanted a handball call there, but they did not get it. Pass to the outside. Moving upfield, a pass to the middle, too hard as it bounces off Moriguchi. That might have been trying to go further outside. But either way, the loose ball recovered now by Goldberg. Goldberg weaving around. Pass back, Spivak. Spivak looking, lifts one high towards the box. Moriguchi, oh no! Oh no, that's going to be a foul, and that might be a card for Moriguchi. And I just hope that Fauro is okay. Oh no. Chris Fauro going down hard off the collision with Aki Moriguchi. You can understand what Moriguchi was trying to do there. He was looking for a header, but this is, as a striker, you have to be aware of where the goalie is. Otherwise, dangerous plays like that happen. And at this point, we just hope Chris Fauro is okay. We'll see what kind of penalty is assessed to Aki Moriguchi. Fauro getting up, which is a good sign. We always say, I don't care who you're rooting for, you never root for an injury. So whether you're a Brookline or a Braintree fan, it's good news to see Chris Fauro up on his feet and walking around. And it looks like Fauro is going to come off. I mean, certainly they're just going to, at least look at him, if nothing else. Make sure that he is okay. That was a scary-looking collision. You never want to see that. And it looks like Braintree is going to have number 9, Roy Migliore, subbing in the net. And that's really interesting. Usually a team has a backup goalie they can put in this scenario. But in this case, they're subbing in a field player. Maybe their backup goalie is just not here today, or maybe he's hurt, but either way, here's hoping that hit was scarier, looked scarier than it actually was, is what I mean to say. I'm hoping the injury was, not as bad as that collision initially looked, and that Fauro will be okay, and ideally would be able to return to the game. Because again, no matter who you're rooting for, we're all just rooting that these kids are okay. And Aki Moriguchi is staying in the game. Wow, and certainly you would have thought maybe some kind of card off of such a dangerous collision, but they decided against it. So Moriguchi gets to stay in the game. Perhaps a bit of a lucky break there on the call. Etchell sending a through pass, a big chance for Braintree here, but now dribbling back with it. Lost control, the ball might have got a little overexcited and moved further away from the net. Barry trying to fit one through, no dice, a pickup for Smagula. And like I said, obviously nothing malicious from Aki Moriguchi on that play. You could tell he was looking to get to the ball and just kind of unfortunate there. But, malicious intent or not, a lot of times you see those hard collisions, you see a card come out. So Brookline very lucky that one didn't come out there. Etchell, the throw in. Actually, no, he's going to give it back to Rufo. Rufo throws it in off the head of McGeoff and kicked away by Applebaum. To the outside. Weil somehow keeps it in bounds. It's blocked there by Ho, but goes right back to Weil, who passes it over to Sierra. Sierra sends it back to Dong. Dong over to Applebaum. Just surveying his options here, walking it up. Gives it over to Lawrence. Lawrence opts to pass it back to Dong as the pressure closes in. But Dong's now got some space to dribble up with it. Survey his options. Sends a pass forward to Peterson. Peterson pass back to Goldberg. Over to Sierra. Sierra looking, sending one forward, looking for Lawrence. Lawrence upfield with it. Lawrence looking for a crosser, lifts it in high, and wide around the back of the net. And that'll be a goal kick. You could tell he was looking for big Jonah Lippman crashing in on the opposite side, but just couldn't bend it enough. Rufo to send in the goal kick, to send out this goal kick. We're a little over halfway through the first half here. Brookline up 1-0. Cole Herget-Harris with the ball. Pass back to Dillon. Working up the side, blocked by Moriguchi. It's recovered by Peterson. Peterson racing upfield, being chased by Ho. And still fighting. The ball's out of bounds. And they're going to say last touched by Peterson. It'll be a goal kick. Rufo sending the kick. Battling for it. Spivak takes it away. Pass back to Lawrence. Lawrence sends it upfield. That's going to be too far for Peterson, and that's going to roll out the back line, and it'll be another goal kick for Braintree. This goal kick, and they're going to call the push on a Don Spivak there. You could see the arm extension even from all the way up here, and the ref's going to call that every time. Free kick from Rufo, headed away by Lawrence, headed back forward, and back and forth it goes. Being chased down by Brendan Nguyen and lost out of bounds. Brookline ball as a sub comes in for Brookline. Number 22, Marco Neer, subs in, replacing Aki Moriguchi. Oh, and it looks like Braintree is trying to sub in Chris Fauro. Although the backup goalie... Oh, this is what happened. The backup goalie for Braintree was over on the JV fields playing in the JV game. He just showed up to try and check into the game for the varsity team here, but Fauro has been cleared to go back into the game. So a silly day there for the backup keeper as this one goes off the head of Nguyen out of bounds. And nope, Braintree still trying to sub in Fowro, but they can't on a Brookline throw-in unless Brookline is also subbing someone in. So Brookline with the last chance to go at the third-string goalie here. Throw-in coming from Lawrence. Flies in high. Bouncing along, nobody there. Cleared out by Dylan Hergen-Harris. Oh, knocked over the bar, as that was a near chance there for Brookline from, I think, Julian Weil. But it sails high, and now Chris Fowro back in the game. He is okay, and that is good to see. So Roy Migliore holding down the fort in net. Didn't face any shots on net, but helped fill the void until Fowro was cleared to go back in. Rufo, the goal kick towards midfield. Deflects down, bouncing around, and it's Morrison booting it up in the air. And Echel heads it forward, but Littman is the first one there to boot it away. Spivak trying to take control, and now boots it upfield. He's looking for near, but didn't get that one far outside enough, and it's taken off a couple hops by Fowro. Fowro, punt, deflects along, booted up in the air by Applebaum. This one deflects down, and it's tapped to the outside for Brookline, and now taking off with speed, going down the far side. A big chance for Brookline here. The crosser, knocked in! Marco Neer! Beautiful play up the sideline. I believe it was Julian Weil going down the sideline for that crosser pass. Just textbook play there. Picked up speed down the line and found his man cutting in. Marco Neer from Julian Weil, and Brookline has a 2-0 lead. Pass to the outside now. Migliore trying to fight his way through, but it's knocked loose by Brookline. Goldberg pushing it upfield. Goldberg looking. Goldberg hit from behind, and the foul is going to be called on Migliore there. It'll be a Brookline free kick here. 14 minutes on the clock. And this is now just Brookline's third game this season scoring multiple goals. Both of the previous two games where they scored more than once got them in the win column. And they're in a good position here, up by 2, now with a free kick chance. Certainly within shooting range for Goldberg. And he's going to try the shot, and it's going to be caught by Fowro on a straight-ahead line drive. Couldn't get enough bend towards either post. Fowro punts this one. Headed down by Brookline. Popped up in the air by Echel. Kicked forward by Goldberg. Taken by Rufo. Rufo to the outside to Echel. Echel fits one through to Barry. Barry's pass up. Broken up. And recovered by Spivak. Touches it back to Lawrence. Lawrence sending it upfield. Blocked by Rufo. And Rufo gets the pass away. Stopped a potential rush there for Brookline. Goldberg wrenches this ball free. Tries to touch to the outside. And that one recovered by the Womps. Migliore now with the ball. Pass up. Blocked by Littman. And taken by Dong. Up to Spivak and back to Applebaum. Now up to Sierra. Sierra waves around one. Pushes through another, but now it's going to go off the head of Rufo. Back to Littman. Littman boxing out. He just barely keeps it in bounds, or did he? He did not. That one right on the line, no chance there. Brookline with a 2-0 lead. Koya Nicoli from Jacob Friedman and Marco Neer from Julian Weil. Rufo throw in over everyone's head. And it's going to just roll out of bounds and be a goal kick. 12 minutes to go here in the half, as you can see on the scoreboard cam in the bottom left corner of your screen. Brookline with a 2-goal lead here Smagula with the goal kick, gonna fly across midfield. Knocked down by Rufo to the outside to Morrison. Stolen now by Nicoli. Nicoli lifting a leading kick, looking for Sammy Treisman, and it goes over Treisman's head. He gets pushed over, and that's going to be a foul on Rufo. Now the only question is, was that in the penalty box? That's very, very close. Yeah, it looks like it's not going to be a PK, just on the border, just barely outside the penalty box there. Lucky break for Braintree. And instead it'll be a free kick for Brookline from a very difficult angle. Wally Lawrence lining up on the ball, but wouldn't be surprised if he tried to go for a pass to someone instead. This is a tough angle to shoot from. Here it comes. Lawrence, the shot blocked down, and a chance! Oh, and they call the collision there. Sammy Treisman trying to crash into the net off the defensive deflection there. They either called him offsides or they called a foul for him going high with his foot against the goalie. Rufo, his kick intercepted by Sierra. Sierra tries to touch it forward. No dice. Kicked away by Nguyen. Up to Morrison. Morrison moving down the far side. Pass upfield, and Applebaum just going to engage in the box-out job and just let that roll out the back line for a goal kick. Subs coming in for Brookline. Jad Torres back in the game. Also coming in, number 16, Javi Belmont Orsola. They'll be replacing Goldberg and Neer. Smagula with a line drive kick. Downed by Nguyen. Pass up. Moved along. Hussein with the ball. Tries to fit a pass through. It's intercepted by Dong. Pushed forward by Braintree, and Littman going to kick it to the outside. And Friedman's going to race back to actually keep this ball in bounds. Now it's going to go out and be Braintree ball. Throwing it in now, Yogan Tracy. Just over 9 minutes to go here in the half. Booted right up in the air by Friedman. Off the head of Littman. Dong booting it straight up in the air. It's going to fly out of the box at least. Tracy downs it. Friedman fighting for it, but Dervisoglu comes out with it. A pass to the middle, knocked away by Treisman, out of bounds. Braintree starting to put on some pressure, but the Brookline defense holding firm. Rufo throw in. Downed by Dong. Kept in bounds. He kicks it away, but it goes right to Barry. Barry touches it forward to Migliore. Migliore trying to dribble through a sea of white jerseys, and it's knocked loose. And Sierra kicks it away. Knocked right back by Nguyen. Off the head of Applebaum, going the wrong way, and Dong is now going to boot it upfield. Now it's going to be a race to the ball. Nguyen whiffs on it, and Torres takes it. Torres trying to battle through, swings a pass out to Friedman. Friedman trying to cut upfield, trying to get around Tracy. Sliding pass! Oh, it rolls right in front of the net, but no one was there to take it. What a Herculean effort by Jacob Friedman just to get that pass rolling right in front of the net. I think all of his teammates were expecting that one to just go out the back, and they weren't ready for a pass, and so nobody crashed in for it. Just goes to show you can't underestimate Jacob Friedman, even if you're his teammate. Friedman, the throw in here, tapped forward by Belmont, knocked up in the air and kicked away by Dervisoglu. And now this is Hussein with the ball. Looking around, moving down the near side. His pass slid the wrong direction off his foot, out of bounds. Littman, the quick throw in. And the pass from Torres blocked, out of bounds. Littman, another throw in, off ahead this time. Recovered now by Nicoli off the ricochet. Nicoli tries to fit a pass through, intercepted by Dervisoglu. Gets it up to Migliore. Migliore, pass towards the middle to Ringius. Deflected there. Nguyen has it. Being chased. Pass it back to Rufo. A pass looking for Ho. And now broken up briefly, but recovered by Dervisoglu. Back to Tracy. His kick intercepted by Littman. Littman maintaining control. His kick is blocked by Migliore. Littman maintaining control and knocked out of bounds by Migliore. Littman, that size and strength that he has, able to withstand the pressure from the Womps there. Throw in deflects out of bounds, stays Brookline ball. Littman the throw into Torres, and now booted away as coming way out to knock that one away was Aiden Ho. Lawrence pass back to Smagula, back up to Lawrence. Lawrence fakes out Morrison there and starts moving up the far side. A kick up the line, finds his target, and Treisman kicks one, just curves in too far. And it will be picked up by Fauro. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the half as this punt deflects off Sierra. Downed by Dervisoglu, over to Migliore. Migliore's kick is blocked by Friedman, recovered by Tracy. Tracy sandwiched between defenders as that one's knocked back. Going to be out of bounds, Braintree ball. We got a couple subs checking in now for Braintree. Number 21, Dylan Herget Harris back into the game. And number 86, who was not on the roster I was given, so not sure who that is. Braintree throw in. Littman taken back by Migliore. Migliore back to Dervisoglu. And lost it, knocked out of bounds by Friedman. Braintree ball. Tracy off ahead, off of Tracy's head. Scrum for the ball, and they're going to call a foul. I think they're going to say Nicoli gripping the body a little too hard, trying to defend from over the back. And that's going to be a free kick for Braintree, and an interesting spot here. And you can see Alex Smagula holding his hand over his head to try and see in the sun. And it'll be interesting to see if Braintree fits a shot in, how well Smagula will be able to track it with the bright sun out here in Braintree. Morrison lifts a crosser kick, deflects towards the net, but it's a snag by Smagula. Now he rolls it over to Lawrence. Lawrence, big boot across midfield. Kicked up in the air by Rufo. And Treisman going to let that one bounce out of bounds. Lawrence coming up to throw this one in. Sending it upfield, looking for Nicoli. Nicoli almost had it. Big help defense there from Dylan Herget Harris. It will be another Brookline throw-in, but if Herget Harris hadn't come back for that one, Nicoli was fitting to spin off of Rufo and make a break towards the net. Lawrence to throw this one in. Coming in, deflects. Littman keeps it in and passes it back to Lawrence. Lawrence fakes, dribbling in, trying to send a crosser through, deflects back, and Torres got his foot on it, but sliced it, and it's going to go over the bar. Hard to get your foot on it the right way when it's bouncing high like that. But Brookline still keeping up the offensive pressure, even with a 2-goal lead. Rufo's kick goes off ahead, deflecting around. Migliore is going to take control of it here. Upfield looking for Hussein, cut off by Dong, and Dong kicks it out of bounds. Smart play there when your back is to your opponent and he's applying pressure like that. Best to get it out of bounds so your teammates can come back and fill out the defense. This one deflects off ahead, inside the box. Dangerous look here. Lawrence just barely rolls it out up to Treisman. And we've got a foul call against Braintree here. Looks like Lawrence got tangled up with Ringius. And it'll be a free kick for Lawrence. Lifts one across midfield, headed away by Tracy. And that's going to bounce out of bounds, Brookline ball. Lippman coming back to throw this one in. The scoreboard clock now frozen at 2 minutes to represent stoppage time. The double whistle from the official will signal the end of the half. Nicoli looking around, touch to the outside to Friedman. Friedman trying to cut around Rufo, trying to keep it in. Crosser flies in. Oh, it goes the wrong way off the head. Jad Torres was right there for that one, and I couldn't tell if it went off of Javi Belmont's head first, as it looked like he was trying to jump back for it. Didn't realize Torres was behind him. Brookline with another near chance to add even more to their lead, as this one headed down by Nicoli, recovered by Tracy. Tracy pass up to Migliore, knocked loose by Sierra, recovered by Friedman. Friedman to Nicoli. Nicoli sending it up the line looking for Torres. Torres racing after it. Torres, crosser flies in, covered up by Fauro, keeping it away from a crashing Sammy Treestman. Chris Fauro's got to be given some credit here, not just for the gritty performance he has been putting up here with several players crashing in close, and of course the one hard collision he absorbed, but also some big stops that have prevented this from getting even more out of hand for Braintree. Lawrence's kick deflected, but almost recovered by Belmont. Taken away by Braintree. Migliore's pass deflected and corralled ultimately by Barry. Pass up for Hussein. Hussein with the ball, trying to get around Dong. Nice slide tackle, knocks it loose and out of bounds. Good reaction from Jeffrey Dong. It looked like Hussein had gotten the juke on him and was about to go around, but Dong with a quick reaction to get low for the slide tackle and knock that ball away. Rufo's throw in, headed away by Nicoli, and there is the double whistle for halftime. Our score at half, the Brookline High Warriors 2, the Braintree High Womps 0. For Brookline, the first goal scored by Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman. And the second goal, this one right here, scored by Mark O'Neill, assisted by Julian Weil. We go into the halftime break now. And during this halftime break, I'd like to take a moment to direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section down below. First off, you can see a link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. Further down in the description section, you can see a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. The Brookline Education Foundation raises funds to help promote growth and innovation among Brookline educators, growth that can then be passed on to the children of this community. For over 40 years, this foundation has given out a variety of grants across the educational landscape. These include Idea Lab grants for teachers that want to present their students with new and exciting projects, and teacher grants for educators that want to further develop their own skills to bring to the classroom. Many initiatives which have become staples in the public schools of Brookline started as BEF grants. They support literacy education training, new methods in STEM education, project-based learning, mentoring of new principals and superintendents, and collaborative work around diversity, equity, and inclusion, just to name a few. Visit brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846 to find out how you can help support our town's educators and, through them, our students. Once again, that's brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846. And once again, all that information is in the description section down below. Brookline 2, Braintree 0. We're going to take a break here for halftime. Going to mute my mic and run a YouTube ad break, but we will be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Braintree High School in Braintree, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity boys soccer contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Braintree High Womps. Brookline with a 2-0 advantage here off of a goal from Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman, and a goal by Mark O'Neill, assisted by Julian Weil. Brookline with a quick rush up to start this second half. This is Jad Torres with the ball, turning around, looking, fires a kick, and it does somehow fit through to the net, but it's going to be scooped up by the Braintree netminder, who, a correction, I thought it was their junior co-captain Chris Fauro in net today. I was mistaken. A helpful fan was nice enough to correct me at the end of the first half and let me know that it's actually Foti Papaioano that is between the pipes for Braintree today. So Papaioano, the junior netminder for Braintree, he's been putting up a valiant effort even with his team trailing. He's fended off a lot of close plays, a lot of physical plays for a goalie to be facing in soccer, and he's stood tall through it all, but Brookline the one in the lead with the 2 goals. This pass intercepted by the Womps. Pass across to Cole Herget-Harris, knocked away by Sammy Treestman. Pass back from Santi Sierra to Jeffrey Dong, goes all the way back to Alex Smagula, the Brookline netminder. Gives it back to Dong. Dong boots it upfield, bouncing along. Treestman swoops in for it, taps it to the outside, looking for Nicoli. Too much on it, out of bounds. Throw in, deflects along into open space, and swooping in for it for Brookline is Santi Sierra. Pass out for Wally Lawrence, and he sends it back to Smagula. As Lawrence got knocked over, he was waiting for that whistle, and he did get it. And it's going to be a free kick for Brookline. Lawrence with a low kick. It taps forward and crashing in and knocking it through, but it goes wide. Jacob Friedman was racing up for that one, almost knocked it in, but Papaioano managed to block that one and actually got the favorable deflection as it ricocheted off Papaioano and then off of Friedman, going forward and wide of the net, out of bounds. This one kicked upfield, downed, and recovered now by Koya Nicoli, trying to send it up the far side, intercepted by Dylan Herget-Harris. This kick swung across. Lawrence had it for a sec, knocked loose by Roy Migliore. Pass it back to Gavin Morrison. Sends it up to Cole Herget-Harris. Pass to the outside now. And sent up the line for Herget-Harris again. Herget-Harris fighting through, coming in, trying to fit a pass through, but no dice, cleared away by Applebaum. Recovered now by Hussein. Hussein walled off on his attempted crosser, and that's going to be a corner kick for Braintree. Good move up by Yassine Hussein to draw the corner kick for the Womps. Braintree still trying to get on the board to try and cut into the Brookline lead. This kick comes in. Oh my goodness! That one very close. And last touched by a Brookline player as it goes out of bounds. And it'll be another corner kick, this time from the near side. Here's the signal. Kick flies in. Oh, my goodness. So close. I think that was Alex Rufo who almost got a foot on it off the corner kick from Hussein. And it was just barely out of his reach. Smagula boots it. Knocked out of bounds by Dylan Herget-Harris. Brookline ball. Two very close corner kicks for Braintree, but the score remains 2-0 in Brookline's favor. Battling for the ball and winning it is Santi Sierra. Sierra weaving around, pass up for Sammy Treisman. He is blocked by Yogan Tracy. Tracy pass up the line. Knocked out of bounds by Applebaum. Throw in coming from Tracy, booted away immediately by Lawrence. Headed down, corralled by Aiden Berry. Pass, looking for Tracy, and that's going to be a handball call against Tracy. Goldberg rushing the free kick as it ricochets around, but Rufo gets it down enough. And now Tracy a pass to the middle. Knocked away by Nicoli, but knocked the other way by Migliore. Now being knocked around, Tracy a pass, gets to Barry. Barry's kick blocked by Dong, kicked away by Jonah Littman. Ball's deflecting around, and it's controlled by Migliore, lifting it up, looking for Magayoff, and kicked away by Dong as Morrison was also crashing in for that one. And wait a minute, we got some confusion. The two refs signaled different directions. The near side ref signaled Braintree ball, but the far side ref, whose call it was because it was out on the far sideline, said it was Brookline ball. There's not going to be any question on that one, though, as Dong boots that one out of bounds. Throw in. Misses Magayoff, out of bounds. Smagula just gives it to Applebaum, who swings it across to Dong. Dong now boots it upfield, goes off the head of Treisman, straight up in the air, headed away by Braintree. Headed back by Magayoff, and Migliore does take control. And oh my gosh, another handball call against Braintree as Sierra kicks the free kick up. Goldberg almost fitting through, but it's kicked away by Rufo. Now this is Barry with it. Barry kicked up, Magayoff with a big chance, and oh, Travis Applebaum stays with it just enough to keep it away. Now Brookline trying to work on the counter. Friedman stopped there. And this one controlled by Barry, but couldn't stay with it. But recovered there by Cole Herget-Harris. Pass back to Barry. Outside to Dylan Herget-Harris as he works up the sideline. A pass disrupted by Sierra, but it's recovered by Cole Herget-Harris. Pass back to Barry and across to Tracy. Out to Morrison. Morrison. Pass too far, stopped by Applebaum. Over to Lawrence. Now to Sierra, back to Lawrence. Up the line, Treisman. Treisman gets hit from behind by Morrison, and that'll be a foul call and a free kick for Brookline. Oh, and the ref is calling for him. Could this be our first card? It is. That's a yellow card issued to Gavin Morrison. And so it'll be a free kick for Brookline as Morrison forced to check out. And what? I'm not sure what happened there. Was it like a false start, I guess? They weren't. Okay, now the whistle from the official. As Lawrence slices this one in, headed away by Braintree. Pass goes to Cole Herget-Harris. Out to Dervisoglu, who is checked into the game in place of Morrison after the yellow card. His pass knocked away by Sierra. Deflecting around the middle. Barry. Pass to the outside. Littman going to be the first to get there, or actually, I'm not sure if that was just a deflection out of bounds or what, but the throw-in knocked out of bounds by Aiden Ho. Now a throw-in off the head, off another head, downed by Cole Herget-Harris. Kicks it upfield, stopped by Dong. Dong over to Lawrence. Up the line, Nicoli. Nicoli back to Lawrence. And now back to Dong. We're almost 10 minutes into the second half here. There's been no score in this second half as of yet. Long kick up from Dong, looking for Goldberg, deflects. Nicoli swings a pass across. Torres cutting around. Jad Torres charging in. Still fighting through. Crosser knocked. Oh, deflected away by the Braintree defense. Brookline couldn't get a proper hit on it. Cleared out by Tracy. Popped up in the air by Applebaum. Nicoli keeps it in bounds. A bicycle pass to Friedman, who taps it off his head for Lars Peterson. Peterson crashing in. Peterson cut off. Good defense by Aiden Barry that time to cut off Peterson and force the goal kick. Rufo lifts the goal kick out. Too far out to the side, and that'll be a Brookline throw-in. Rufo is trying to get a pass out to Dervisoglu, just put a little too much on it. Lawrence throws it up the line for Friedman, and it's stolen away, physically asserted by Dervisoglu, but then Lawrence swoops in to take it right back, and he launches a shot, and it goes wide of the net. So it'll be another goal kick for Braintree. We'll see what they decide to do with it here after the last one did not go so well. Rufo lifts this one towards midfield. This time deflected down by Sierra up to Friedman. Friedman tried to pass it to himself, but it's knocked away by the Womps. Off the bounce, it is Dong coming away with it. Dong leaves it for his teammate. A pass up the line, looking for Littman. Almost breaks through. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by Braintree. It'll be a Brookline corner kick. Now setting up for it is Santi Sierra. We saw Braintree get some close looks at the net from some corner kicks earlier this half. Sierra lifts this one in high. Header from Littman goes the wrong way. Kick might have been a little higher and farther than Littman played it for. And so his header just goes off the top of his head going the wrong way. This goal kicked down by Sierra to Nicoli, over to Peterson, give and go to Nicoli. Nicoli from the near side, tripped up but stays with the ball. Swings a pass into open space. Goldberg thought about the shot, decides against it, fits a pass through to Peterson, tap back Nicoli. Nicoli outside, Lawrence sends one inside, kicked away by the defense, but it goes right back to Nicoli. Nicoli lifts one across, finds his target. That's Goldberg. Trying to send one down the line for Littman. Littman sends one in, blocked by Papaioano, and I think it was out of bounds on the back line anyway, as we got an injured Braintree player down. But he's getting right back up. That's Roy Migliore. Looks like he got hit in the side as a Brookline player was kicking the ball. He might have wanted a foul call there, but, you know, when it's a close call, the tie's going to go to the player controlling the ball, and at that point, Brookline controlled the ball. Migliore jukes around, sends one upfield, And McGayoff trying to fight for it as it ricochets around. That's going to go out of bounds and be another Braintree corner. Just over 26 minutes on the clock here in the second half as Braintree setting up for another corner kick. They've come close on a couple. A lot of pushing and shoving around along that goal line. This one lifts in, and they're gonna, looks like they're gonna go for a re-kick. And it looks like things getting very physical there. Alex Smagula pushing and shoving with the Braintree player as, again, just very physical here. Hussein's kick lifts in, and it goes over the bar. Almost got an Olympico goal there, but it goes just over the crossbar. But boy, no love lost between these two teams when setting up for corner kicks. Braintree playing it very physical. Smagula opts to go for a short pass to Applebaum, who swings it over to Dong. Brookline opting to work it upfield a little slower. Now Dong launches the big kick upfield, deflects around, and controlled by the Womps. Pass now goes up to Migliore. Migliore cutting back, gives a pass over to Barry, and it's poked loose by Sierra. Recovered by Braintree. Pass goes back to Tracy. Tracy, a long kick, and an easy save off one hop by Alec Smagula. Smagula punts this one across midfield, downed by Rufo, and Rufo taking it across midfield himself. A pass up, a tap back. Rufo trying to break through. It goes back to Rufo again. Rufo walled off by Applebaum, but Dervisoglu cutting through. A pass into McGayoff, and Braintree aggressive with it, trying to fit a shot through. It's blocked by Nicoli. Dervisoglu tries again, blocked again by Nicoli. Now it goes back to Barry. Barry lifts it forward. And a tap up from Ringius to the outside to Achel. Achel passes it back. Kick forward again to Dervisoglu. Tries a shot, not enough on it. McGayoff blocked, and now a shot saved by Smagula, and the putback is put in. No, it's not. They're taking that one off the board, or are they? Looks like the goal counted. So Braintree cuts the Brookline lead in half. I believe the goal was scored by number 17, whose name I've had a little trouble pronouncing. I've been saying Brendan McGayoff, but I'm not sure. And we got an instant trip here against McGayoff. Free kick for Brookline. Dong gives it to Spivak. Spivak to Sierra. Close game now, just a one-score difference as Sierra sends it to the outside to Lawrence. Lawrence looking, heading down, sending in a crosser. Littman got his foot on it, tries a back foot shot, and now another shot. Oh my gosh, Braintree walled it off again. Herculean efforts from Foti Papaioano and Alex Rufo. A clever idea there from Jonah Littman as he slid that one off the back of his foot to try and fit that one through, but just barely walled off on several efforts there, first by Papaioano and then by Rufo. Corner kick coming in for Brookline from Sierra. Lifts it in, and that's knocked in! That's knocked in! Adon Spivak! And a big answer from the Warriors as they go back up by 2. You can see Adon Spivak going in, going up, and just getting enough of either his head or his shoulder on that ball. The Braintree fans really unhappy with that one as he got very close to the goalie. And, I mean, Braintree was pushing and shoving with Brookline's goalie during their corner kicks. The refs have just been letting them play. So that is Adon Spivak, assisted by Santi Sierra, as Brookline takes the 3-1 lead. Lawrence with the throw-in. And that one deflected out by Aiden Ho, as Brookline with a good quick response, and now their highest scoring game of the year so far with their 3rd goal on the board. It's been Koya Nicoli from Jacob Friedman, Mark O'Neill from Julian Weil, and most recently Adon Spivak from Santi Sierra. Throw-in headed out by Tracy. It'll be another Brookline throw-in as they move further up the field. Lawrence gonna throw it in. Flying towards the box. A header chance. It's in again! Jacob Friedman! Oh my goodness, Brookline's starting to pour it on now. Off the throw-in, Friedman just got it off the back of his head and it rolls in. Friedman from Lawrence, and Brookline leads by 3. We're about midway through the second half now. And what initially looked like Braintree was starting to cut it close, Brookline has now broken it way open with 2 goals in quick succession. Brookline with 2 nice plays clustered around the box. Knocked in first by Adon Spivak on the corner kick, and then by Jacob Friedman off the throw-in. Dong boots this one upfield, downed by Rufo. Rufo, pass outside to Morrison, gives back to Rufo, and now back up towards Morrison. Morrison cutting back, pass to the middle, finds Barry. Barry upfield, trying to fight through. It's knocked away, being chased after by a Chell, but Littman cuts him off and clears it away. Upfield. And now a slide to the middle, gets to Sierra. Sierra, touch to the outside to Lawrence. Pass back, Applebaum. Over to Dong now. We're a little over midway through the second half now. Brookline leading by 3. Long kick from Dong, headed away by Rufo. Barry, pass forward, intercepted by Sierra, gets the pass over, and leading kick from Goldberg, too far. Clear kick knocked down by Dong, gets to Sierra. Pass the outside to Littman, give and go back to Sierra. Sierra sending it forward. He's looking for Peterson. Peterson racing after it if he can get there in time. He cannot. Rolls over the back line. Goal kick for Braintree. Stadium lights coming on here in Braintree as the sun's starting to set. We are starting to head into that colder part of the year where the sun sets quicker. Spivak taking the ball. Spivak passing to Peterson. Peterson trying to turn around. Takes a hard push from Tracy. And there's the foul call. And the only question, was it in the box or not? Peterson trying to argue he was in the box, but I think the ref is going to say that he fell into the box. But when he took the contact, he was just a couple steps outside of it. Been a very physical game from both teams here today as Goldberg rushes that free kick and misses it to the outside. Oh my goodness. That one came so much faster than I thought it would. Papaioano did not look like he was ready for that one, but it ultimately didn't matter as Goldberg missed it wide. A sub checking in for both teams. For Brookline, Brandon Jean seeing the field for the first time, and for Braintree, Brandon Nguyen coming back in. Rufo going to dribble up with the goal kick, and oh, it's blocked there by Jean. It's going to fly out of bounds. It will be Braintree ball. Rufo the throw in, off the head of Spivak, out of bounds. Throw in, deflecting, Spivak whiffs on the kick there, but it taps up to Peterson. Peterson trying to move upfield with it, but he's cut off by Cole Herget-Harris, and Nguyen boots it out of bounds. And we got some more subs checking in. Brookline sending in their backup goalie, Liam Forey, to replace Alex Magula. Number 98 getting some playing time here with his team up by 3. Among the other subs, I saw Mark O'Neill coming into the game as Lawrence throws this one in, deflects back, controlled by Littman. Littman being pressured by Dervisoglu. He gets the ball away. It's taken now by Yassine Hussein. Hussein racing up with it, trying to dribble around, and he's walled there by the Brookline defense. Sierra, I believe, with that one, sending it to the outside. Lawrence chasing it down, keeping it in. Pass over to Sierra. Sierra looking, just taking it himself upfield. Now trying to fit a pass through, not offsides. Mark O'Neill almost had it blocked by Ho, and he gets the pass up to Barry. Further upfield, kicks it away, and racing out for it, Liam Forey boots it away. This one deflecting back and forth. Off the head of Hussein. Echel corrals it. Pass to Cole Herget-Harris, disrupted, but they do get it back to Barry. Barry pushes it forward, knocked down, kicked away by Wally Lawrence. I mentioned 2 of the subs that came in for Brookline in Liam Forey and Mark O'Neill. The last sub to check in, number 4, Diego Leteplo. Have not seen him on the field yet this season, getting some playing time here again with Brookline up 3 with 15 minutes to go. Nguyen spinning off Peterson there. Pass up to Morrison. Instant touch back. They go back to Rufo. Rufo weaving around Peterson. Pass over. Barry sends it up to Ringius. Ringius' pass is intercepted by Lawrence. Up the middle, and Brookline does take control of it. A pass up for Goldberg. Goldberg's pass intercepted. And now a give and go for Braintree. They send it up to Hussein. Touch across. Cole Herget-Harris fires a shot. It's deflected right over to Morrison. Morrison can't get there as Lawrence kicks that one out of bounds. It'll be a Braintree throw-in. And some subs coming in for Braintree. Number 4, Yogan Tracy, and number 9, Roy Migliore into the game, replacing Max Echel and AJ Ringius. Rufo the throw-in into the box, off ahead, deflecting around, and Rufo recollects it. Bicycle pass out to Morrison. Morrison kicks it towards the middle, off the foot of Barry, and that is going to bounce out of bounds as Forey just lets it go. Goal kick for Brookline now. Goal kick from Lawrence. Flies across midfield off the head of Near, going forward. Jean putting on the gas, chasing in. Jean could not get it past, but a second chance. A shot is wide. Brandon Jean racing after the ball. Could not get it past Papaioano. And then on the second opportunity, Marco Near launched a shot, and it just bounces wide. Subbing back in now for Braintree is Okan Dervisoglu, replacing Yassine Hussein. 4-1, the Brookline advantage. 12.5 to go. Goal kick blocked down by Peterson, but right to Nguyen, who passes it back to Rufo, who boots it upfield. Kicked up in the air by Dong. Deflects off the head of Lawrence. Gets to Sierra. Pops it up in the air. Deflects off ahead. Jean trying to chase it down, but Rufo gets there first this time. Kept in bounds along that far sideline, and now stolen away by Braintree. Disrupted there by the Brookline midfield. Pass goes back from Jean to Dong. More passing around. This is Jean with the ball, trying to juke around. Tries to slide a pass, can't get enough on it. Blocked by Migliore, but Spivak fighting for it, and Spivak comes away with it. Spivak still fighting with players draped all over him, and he gets a pass away. They tried the give and go, no dice there. Taken away by the Womps. Barry to the outside, now towards the middle, intercepted by Brookline. And the clear kick sliced, but it is collected by Nguyen. Pass up to Morrison. Morrison, pass to the middle. Near gets it to Spivak. Tried the give and go, but it's blocked there by Aiden Ho. And that attempted pass from Cole Herget-Harris off timing with Migliore, and that'll be out of bounds. Brookline ball as Brookline sends in another sub. Number 13, Dylan Hatchett, checking into the game. It's Brookline going further and further into their bench. Lawrence along, throw-in, deflects off ahead, going the wrong way. Rufo tries to clear, knocked down by Hatchett, but now booted up in the air, and it's going to fly out of bounds. Brookline ball as more subs coming in. Kuno von Borowski, number 18, and number 14, Luca Russell. Throw-in deflects back to Russell. He passes it back to Leteplo. Leteplo to the outside. Kicked up by Littman. Bouncing along, and it's taken by Morrison. Morrison's kick blocked by Russell. Russell takes it, touch pass. Von Borowski to the outside looking for Hatchett. Cut off by Braintree's number 86, who's checked in. The Brookline backups trying to take this chance to show what they can do here in the waning minutes of this one, with their team leading by 3. Goldberg, one of the few starters, still in for Brookline. Throwing this one in. Booted up in the air by Rufo. Goes back to Goldberg, who kicks it. Going back. Deflected and kicked away by Nguyen. Taken now by Dong. Pass across Leteplo. Up the line to, I believe, Littman is still in the game. Now Leteplo sends it back to Forey. Over to Dong. Littman and Dong, two of the other starters still in the game, as Dong gives this one to Russell. Back to Dong. Pass intercepted by Cole Herget-Harris. Up to Dervisoglu. Passing around. Intercepted now by Russell. Goldberg passes back to Dong. Swings it to the outside to Leteplo. Leteplo. Pass back to Spivak. Across to Dong. Dong intercepted by Morrison. Morrison cuts around Dong. Morrison with a chance here. Winding up, kicking in the crosser. Knocked. Saved by Forey. Second chance is in. The second chance goal for Braintree, I believe that was Roy Migliore. Liam Forey made a nice save, but just couldn't hold on to the ball, and a second chance opportunity knocked in by Braintree. Roy Migliore Makes it a 2-goal game with 8 minutes and 39 seconds on the clock. A sub checking in for Brookline, number 20, Matthew Rosales, replacing Mark O'Neill as Brookline continuing to go to their bench. Goldberg kicks this one upfield, deflects down. Taken now by Barry. Pass to Cole Herget-Harris, blocked there by Spivak. Hatchet the pass to Von Borowski. Von Borowski couldn't get around Barry there. Braintree back with the ball. The pass goes back to Nguyen. Nguyen's kick blocked out of bounds by Von Borowski. Four to 2, the Brookline lead here. 86 gives it, and pass from Nguyen, deflected out of bounds by Hatchet. Throw in, deflects, out of bounds, off of Migliore. Russell throw into Jean. Jean absorbs a hit from Dervisoglu, who takes the ball away. Pass to Cole Herget-Harris. Pass over to Tracy. Tracy trying to weave around. Lifts one to the outside, blocked down by Russell, and cleared away. Knocked up in the air. Still fighting for it, and it gets to Von Borowski. Von Borowski dribbling, stopped by Rufo. Should have tried for a pass, maybe, earlier on that one. Rufo takes it away, swings it over to Migliore, headed. Russell boots this one away. Just under 7 minutes left as we got, I think, a handball called against Braintree there. Free kick for the Warriors. Littman trying to take off down the sideline. Running out of room, taking it into the corner, and just allowing them to kill clock, but Braintree quickly knocking that out of bounds and drawing a corner kick. Looks like it's going to be Goldberg sending in this corner kick for the Warriors. Goldberg lifts it in, deflects out off the head of a Braintree player. Chased down by Hatchet, but Nguyen takes it away. His clear kick taken by Russell. Pass back to Dong. Dong swinging it over and gets there. Racing up that far side again. A kick knocked away by 86. Down by Goldberg over to Rosales. Rosales dribbling up with it. Rosales heading down that far sideline. Dribbled a little too aggressively. It goes out the back. It'll be a goal kick. Just over 5 minutes left. The clock will soon stop for stoppage time. This one kicked up. Spivak heads it up to Hatchet. Hatchet. And it's taken away there by Migliore. Cut off by Spivak there, out of bounds. Throw in. Dervisoglu getting the pass away to Barry in the middle. Barry sending it, looking for a through pass, cut off by Littman. Littman keeps it away from the attacker, but is clear, knocked down. Brookline corrals it. Past the outside for, I believe, Rosales. Rosales sends it up. Dribbling around, a pass back to Littman. Clock is frozen for stoppage time. To the outside, Littman again. Up to Jean. Jean with a defender draped over him. Passes back to Littman. Now towards the middle. Quick pass back to Leteplo. And now a pass up to Spivak. Spivak sending it to the outside, looking for Russell. Russell sending it forward, looking for Hatchet. They blow the whistle for offsides. The Brookline varsity starters and also the JV players, having finished their game, are rooting hard for the Brookline backups here in the waning minutes as Spivak fights through for the ball there, but I think they called a handball on Spivak. Still a 4-2 score. This one not over. But Braintree feel like they got to show a little more urgency here if they want to even make this a potential comeback. This one deflects and is cleared out by Brookline. Bouncing around. The ball is corralled. Barry with it. Barry tries to send through a shot, and it's scooped up by Liam Forey. Forey punts this one, goes off ahead, upfield, racing after it is Gene, deflecting it to himself. Gene trying to corral it off the weird bounce, taps it over, a shot, flies wide. Attempted there, I think, by Kuno Von Borowski. It's getting harder to read the jersey numbers the darker it gets. That was Von Borowski trying the shot, missed it wide right. The goal kick from Braintree, taken by Littman. Pass back, Leteplo looking for Dong, but it's going to be intercepted by Morrison. Morrison cutting back to the middle, a pass across, and that shot was deflected at the last second by one of the Brookline defenders, might have been Littman. Or maybe just forced a rush shot because they're saying it was not last touched by Brookline, it was last touched by Braintree. It's a goal kick coming from Forey. Forey's kick off the head of 86. Down by Dervisoglu. Fits a pass through Miliore, trying to cut around, blocked by Dong. Dong kicks one upfield, blocked there. Brookline takes control, a pass to Gene. Gene trying to cut around, passes it back. Littman with the ball. Littman cutting through a hole here. Littman sending a pass forward, knocked away by Rufo. Still fighting for the ball, taken now by Spivak. Taps it back to Leteplo, who pops it up in the air. Headed forward by Rosales, but nobody there, and it's going to be picked up by Papayawano. Papayawano, the punt, goes off the head of Dervisoglu, and it's going to bounce the other way to Liam Forey. We're just awaiting the triple whistle from the officials to signal the end of the game here. This one bouncing around and coming back for, I think, was Von Borowski. He sends one upfield, and Tracy going to kick that one out to keep it away from Dylan Hatchett. Luca Russell to throw this ball in. Von Borowski dribbling, cutting forward, juking around, still weaving around, directing traffic. A pass to the outside, knocked away. And it's taken by the Womps as they move up with it. Littman kicks it away, Spivak. And there is your triple whistle, and there is your ball game. The final score, the Brookline High Warriors 4, the Braintree High Womps 2. The Warriors with their highest scoring game of the season so far, and their first winning streak as they make it back-to-back wins this week. And their record improves to 3-4-5. Braintree's record falls to 1-7-2. A wild game this one was. Brookline jumped on the board inside the first 10 minutes on a goal scored by Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman. And then later in that first half, got another goal from Mark O'Neill, assisted by Julian Weil, went into the half with a 2-0 lead. Braintree answered back with a goal scored by, I believe, Brendan McGayoff to cut it to a one-score game. And then Brookline with 2 goals in quick succession. The first one scored by Adon Spivak, assisted by a corner kick from Santi Sierra. And then the last one they would score came on this play, scored by Jacob Friedman off the assist from a throw-in from Wally Lawrence. Roy Migliore got 1 goal back for Braintree to cut it to 2, but that would be all she wrote. That's going to do it for this live stream. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to go down below to the description section of this video where you can find some helpful links. A link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. You can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. And you can also find some links related to me, which you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. I will be posting highlights from this game on this channel later tonight, and I'll also be posting them on my social media on Instagram and Facebook. You can find the links to follow me down in the description section or in the bottom right corner of your screen. But that's going to do it. Brookline 4, Braintree 2. From Braintree High School in Braintree, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.